So the highly anticipated fight between Leon Edwards versus Jorge Masvidal that was set to take place next month has been officially cancelled. Brett Okamoto reported that it was Masvidal that pulled out of the fight because of an undisclosed injury. After news broke, the entire welterweight division went into a frenzy trying to get that fight against Leon Edwards. One guy who has thrown his name out there is Khamzat Chimaev, who told Okamoto this: "Call UFC now, we travel tomorrow." Chimaev also tweeted at Leon Edwards saying this: "Let's go bro, we do it." Gilbert Burns also threw his name out there. He tweeted at Leon saying, "What's up Leon, you're already in training camp? Let me know." Belal Muhammad wants his rematch against Edwards. He tweeted, "I took the last fight on 2 weeks notice. Give me 4 weeks this time and I'm ready." But the main man himself, Leon Edwards, is not interested in fighting a replacement and is targeting a fight against Kamaru Usman next for the title. This is how Leon reacted to Masvidal pulling out. He tweeted this: "Disappointed, but honestly, I knew this fraud didn't want to fight me anyway. He was just a stop on the way to the title. The goal remains the same. Much needed family time now. Usman, I will see you soon." Since there's a chance that Khamzat might not get the Leon Edwards fight, Chimaev proceeded to call out Gilbert Burns and Belal Muhammad for a fight. Both Burns and Muhammad accepted Khamzat's challenge. So there will be movement in the UFC welterweight division either way. Nick Diaz also threw his name out there to fight Leon Edwards on short notice. He replied to Brett Okamoto on Instagram saying, "Put me in." Let me know your thoughts in the entire situation and which fight do you want to see Leon Edwards take. Moving on to Justin Gaethje, who has given his first interview since his fight with Michael Chandler. Speaking to Jon Anik, Gaethje says the fight was amazing and he goes on to praise Michael Chandler for not quitting. Here's what Justin said.
I gotta think you're satisfied with how it went down.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It looked like the fight was absolutely amazing. I'm so happy for Michael Chandler for all the praise that he's getting, because he deserves every bit of it. He made a choice. So many humans can learn from what happened. He made a choice. We all can make a choice at any time, and his choice was not to give up, no matter what. And I bring the dog out of these dudes. I used to stare down and pre-weigh-ins and weigh-ins, and I'd stare them down when I got in the cage. I don't even look at them anymore because I already know
you need to.
The dog is coming. So I already know that. So I'm like, man, just don't look at me. I won't look at you. Let's just do our thing. But yeah, I was so good that night. I was perfect. What we've been working on with Trevor, it was an absolutely amazing performance.
Sticking with Justin Gaethje, Jon Anik asked Gaethje about a title shot against the winner of Oliveira versus Poirier, and Gaethje said a fight against the champ Charles Oliveira interests him more than a fight against Dustin Poirier. Here's what he said.
What are your thoughts on having some time to recover and potentially having 6 or 7 months to wait for the winner?
6 or 7 months to work. Man, this is no time. There's no time to take any kind of your foot off the gas right now. Man, again, the possibility of revenge at Poirier, but the more I think about it, the more intrigued I am to fight Charles Oliveira. I stand by every single thing I've ever said about him. I think he's extremely talented. You don't ever want to play jiu-jitsu with Charles Oliveira. But, like those refs, he's scared of the heat. And I promise you, whenever I start, he will be scared of the heat. And that'll be a spectacular way for me to prove a lot of people wrong.
Moving on, there was a clip that surfaced online of Francis Ngannou at UFC 268 walking past his former coaches and his next opponent Ciryl Gane and completely ignoring them. If you haven't seen the clip yet, here it is. Now, speaking to MMA Junkie, Ciryl Gane reveals that he felt what Francis did that night was completely unnecessary, especially because he ignored one of his former main sparring partner, aka Nasruddin Imavov, who won a fight that night against Edmund Shabazian. Here's what Ciryl Gane said about the situation.
I could imagine. I think you said pourquoi il a pas dit bonjour, right? Why didn't he say hello? Is that what you told
Well,
him?
something like that. Yes, exactly. I say, why? Just why? Doesn't say it was not necessary, but it's like that. Some people think different like me. Some people are different. So for me, it was not necessary, but he did it. This is his choice. So that's it.
Were you surprised that he didn't even kind of like acknowledge you guys?
This is a good question. I'm surprised because maybe he have something against me. Maybe he had something against Fernando Lopez, his former coach. But Nassourdine Imavov, like he crossed Nassourdine Imavov. Nassourdine Imavov just finished his fight and he won. And maybe in MMA Factory, Nassourdine Imavov was the biggest sparring partner of Francis. So Fernand, okay. Me, I'm the future opponent, okay. But Nassourdine Imavov is the big champ.
Moving on, Conor McGregor and Max Holloway got into a little back and forth on Twitter. Max Holloway was promoting his new merch release on Twitter when Conor, out of nowhere, replies calling Max light work. Max replied saying that Conor needs more whiskey, to which Conor fired back calling Holloway a skinny streak of piss. Now, speaking at Media Day, Max Holloway jokes about the interactions he has with Conor on Twitter and hints that there's a chance he might fight McGregor sometime next year. Here's what Max said.
Max, you mentioned just then that you're always on the short list to fight Conor. I saw you guys have a little Twitter interaction the other day. Yeah. What do you think it is about you that clearly Conor respects you more than many of the other guys he's previously fought?
I mean, at the end of the day, me and Conor, you know, like a lot of people see me and Conor chit-chatting back. Like Conor, I don't say nothing to Conor that I wouldn't say to a training partner, you know what I mean? And Conor don't say nothing to me that he wouldn't say to a training partner. We some competitive guys, you know what I mean? Like, I'll probably be going to Twitter wars with him until he's 60. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, we're so competitive. That's just how it is, you know what I mean? And I got nothing but respect for him, but it's just a competitive. We understand what it takes to be here and to actually compete at this level. And who doesn't like some banter? You know what I mean? Banter is always fun. You know, we're in the business of entertainment too, so it's always good fun.
I see the month March mentioned a few times, and you said then the UFC have come to you with multiple options. Have they actually spoke to you about maybe Conor in March, or is that some wishful thinking by you?
I mean, I can't say nothing. You know, I mean, all I can say is just be ready, man. Use your guys' imaginations, because it's gonna be a great ride.
Moving on to Frankie Edgar, who lost this past weekend to Marlon Chito Vera. Edgar claims that it was a bad stoppage. Speaking on his podcast, The Champ and the Tramp, Frankie says he knew the ref was going to be a problem since the start because of the interaction he had with him backstage. Here's what Frankie said.
I lost the fight, that's done. I'm proud of my performance, I'm proud of my team, I'm proud of the way I prepare. So I do everything the right way. I was 100% ready for the fight. I felt like I was doing well in the fight. First round especially. Second round was a little bit closer. Third round I thought I was really doing well too. I started picking up the pace, landing a lot of punches. Obviously I hit with that up kick. I wish the ref let it go a little bit longer. I think it was early stoppage, a little bit. Obviously I'm not one, you know, the ref's job is to make sure I'm safe, and I get it. I have no qualms about that. I knew the ref's going to be a problem from the jump, because in the locker room he'd given us the 12th degree on the rules. Excuse my talking, by the way. I have stitches in my tongue. So, and I said to Mark, I'm like, bro, what the f***? He's giving me every rule. I was at the tip of my tongue in the back. I was like, you know, it's like my 30th fight with the UFC. I wanted to tell this guy. And I've never seen him before. I think he's it was a New York ref, not like a, you know, like one guy that travels with the UFC. So, whatever. It kills me, because if you look at the two fights before me, they let those guys fight to, they almost died.
True.
You know, I literally got hit with a shot. My hand hit the mat. My head never even touched the fucking mat. You know what I'm saying? He pushed my head on the back of my head, and it made it look a little worse than it was, I think. Because when the ref stopped it, I looked up, and I'm like, dude, no. I said, no. I said, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, it was a good stoppage, But, all right, that's in the past. It happened. I lost. It is what it is.
That about wraps up the video for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed, but anyways, have a great day and peace.